For the last part of this series, I shall provide you with an overview of the notable points of the National Social Enterprise Development Roadmap. To start off, we have the vision that the sector can commonly aspire for and deliver by the end of the 5-year planning period. The end goal is to have a common understanding of Filipino social enterprises as organizations that have a sustainable business model, pursue a socio-environmental mission towards the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, and ensure majority of their benefits accrue to the socio-environmental mission. With the right direction, the various subsector stakeholders can effectively channel their time, talent, and treasure towards the growth and development of the SE sector. However, the bottleneck here is the lack of clear understanding of what social enterprises are, as shown in the results of the external and internal environment assessments. If we arrive at a common understanding, we can push for the development of Philippine social enterprises more effectively and efficiently. The common purpose of the different stakeholders in the plan is to unify the ecosystem of stakeholders in the pursuit of growing the scope, size, and socio-environmental impact of the social enterprise sector. In contrast to the vision statement, which is the desired end goal, the mission statement is the roadmap's main purpose for its actors' part in this nationwide endeavor. If the roadmap's actors adhere to carrying out this purpose in their respective functions within the Philippine social enterprise ecosystem, then the vision statement will be realized by the end of the 5-year planning period. To discuss the objectives and strategies, we have Maan Sikam, adjunct faculty for Bayan Academy and Ateneo Graduate School of Businesses, Master in Entrepreneurship for Social Enterprise Development, and CEO of Happy Helpers, a professional cleaning service social enterprise.
To enable the stakeholders to measure if the vision has been achieved, the research team have identified 3 measurable end results in the form of objective statements along with their qualitative key result areas or KRAs. The first objective is for the general public to know what social enterprises are, measured by the percent awareness of the general Filipino population. The second objective is for the sector interveners to have a common understanding of social enterprises and commit to the sector's development. Its KRAs are the number of sectoral interveners adopting the social enterprise principles and the number of sectoral interveners integrating programs for the sector's development. The last objective is for the social enterprises to grow their scope, size, and socio-environmental impact. The KRAs for this objective would be: first, the growth in number of social enterprises; second, the number of social enterprises growing in asset size; third, the number of social enterprises growing in socio-environmental impact; and lastly, the index contribution of the Philippine social enterprise sector towards the achievement of the SDGs. To arrive at those outcomes, the team did a SWOT analysis which resulted in 24 strategic options. These were thematically clustered and screened according to the main criteria of responsiveness to the roadmap's envisioned outcomes and the feasibility of the adoption by the different subsectors to be mobilized. Effective strategies are our best means to deliver the roadmap's outcomes. Through the screening process, we now have 3 overarching strategies that may be adopted by the entire Filipino social enterprise sector to deliver the common vision. The first strategy is to establish a sector-led governance system, represented at the national level by sectoral authorities that will lead the roadmap's implementation throughout their subsectors. The second strategy is to operationalize a sector-led social enterprise registry and accreditation system. And lastly, to push for the recognition of social enterprises through policies. To effectively deliver these strategies, the group came out with preliminary action programs that were vetted with the subsector stakeholders, which are the corporations or enterprises, cooperatives, NGOs or foundations, the academe, and public agencies. In general, the action programs can be thematically listed according to the following. In relation to the first strategy, action programs include co-developing and mobilizing the sector-led governance system design, functions, and guidelines, and organizing technical working groups for subsector stakeholders for the adoption of the roadmap and their representation in the governance system. In relation to the second strategy, action programs include orchestrating the delivery of the Philippine Social Enterprise Baseline Report, firming up the Social Enterprise Registry design for the adoption of the social enterprise subsectors, co-developing the Social Enterprise Accreditation System for adoption of the subsectors, and co-developing the Tatak SE branding guidelines and communications plan for adoption of the subsectors, and capitalizing its vast social enterprise capital to jumpstart the Tatak SE communications campaign. In relation to the third strategy, action programs include co-developing the compilation of current laws relevant to social enterprise development and providing support to national and local social enterprise policy advocacies. With regard to research and education, action programs include co-developing the Knowledge Management Hub platform and its processes for the effective contribution of the subsectors, delivering a capacity development program for sectoral authorities such as NGOs, co-ops, public agencies, corporations, and academic institutions for the adoption of a unified social enterprise education agenda, and co-developing a socio-environmental analytics program that can double as a monitoring system for the sector's contribution to the SDGs. And lastly, for resource mobilization, co-develop the platform that could bridge the gap between the subsector's abundance of resources and the demand for such by social enterprises in the subsector. That's all for the objectives, strategies, and action programs of the roadmap. Thank you, and now back to you, Carlo.
Thank you, Naan. And that concludes this three-part video series where we've discussed the overview of the National Social Enterprise Development Roadmap. Through this roadmap, we certainly hope we can collectively work towards the growth and development of the social enterprise sector in the Philippines. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to get a copy of the full report, you may email us at info@bayanacademy.edu.ph.